What does it mean to reinvent yourself? Does reinvention mean changing jobs? Does it mean to change your routine? Does it mean to change your diet? Is it a New Year's resolution? New year, new me? Or is it something deeper? Something less superficial? Something that you can only feel? I've watched a few of these how to reinvent yourself videos on YouTube, and they have been frustrating, to say the least. Many of these creators say that you need to know without a shadow of a doubt what you want to be, what you want your life to look like, how you want to live, and even how much money you want to make. And this was frustrating to me because I don't know. I don't know what I want to be, if it's even just one thing. But I used to think that I knew. I used to think that I was crystal clear until everything came crashing down around me. Until I started having panic attacks, feeling burnout and depression, which ultimately led me to quitting my job and starting fresh with no plan, no direction. And I know that can bring a lot of anxiety to some people. I've worked with coaches in the past who would have me do an exercise where I would write down every single thing that I would want in my ideal life. I've done this exercise a few times, and each time my ideal life would look a little different. Sometimes I would realize that maybe the house that I envisioned for myself wasn't for me, or that the career that I chose wasn't right, or maybe even the number of children I wanted would change. And that was irritating. I wonder why I was just so wishy-washy. Like, why couldn't I just know? And as someone who has struggled with people-pleasing my whole entire life, the ideas of what I wanted seemed to always come from everyone around me, telling me what I should and should not do. Because in my mind, everyone else knew better. So my inner voice and intuition was very quiet and shy. Who was I to say what I wanted? Especially when I didn't know myself. Especially when I didn't have the experience. But every single time that I sat down to write this ideal future of mine, I started to realize a pattern, almost like a common thread. And in each scenario, I've consistently expressed the way that I wanted to feel. Tranquility, wonder, excitement, love, and belonging. I guess I would call these my core feelings and emotions. Core feelings and emotions that I would never compromise in order to live the life of my dreams. So when I think about these 5 emotions, it's no wonder why I left my last job. At corporate J&J, I certainly did not feel like I belonged. I wasn't at peace. It was more anxiety-ridden for me. And love was certainly lacking because of the strain it put on my relationships. Hindsight is always 20/20, it seems. Like I should have left way before I did. But things take time. And since the beginning of this year, I have been using these core emotions as somewhat of a guide that will assure me of what steps or decisions I should be making to live a more fulfilled life. What activities I should be spending my time doing, ways to spend money, who to spend my time with, and so much more. And there's not just one answer to each of these. You don't have to have just one job, or one friend, or one hobby. In a previous video, I speak about how multidimensional we are as human beings. And if we're able to tap into that depth, we can bring ourselves to life. So if you were to close your eyes right now and think about your future, what emotions do you want to feel? What experiences do you want to have? Which emotions and feelings are non-negotiable to live your happiest and most fulfilled life? Use this as a guide to assess your life as it is right now. Are you living into these emotions and feelings currently? Or is something lacking? Do you need to let some things go? Maybe someone go? Let me know in the comments below what your core emotions are. And make sure to subscribe for more. I'll see you in the next one.